Okay guys, I'm going through lesson 2 and I'm going to show there's several people in here that are struggling with saving our files correctly, opening them up in Bridge, using the adjustments panel, and using the cloning tool. So I'm going to go through a couple of things pretty quickly. I'm recording this and then I'm going to put it on Canvas to help you guys with getting to know this. So the first thing, you've already opened up Photoshop. We're going to open up lesson 2 from Bridge. So you're going to go to File, Browse Bridge. So you can see that my files have already popped up. The reason why they've popped up is because the last time I went to Bridge is this is where I went. But it won't show like this the first time you open up Bridge. What you're going to do is, regardless of what you have here, you need to come over and click this PC. Then you're going to navigate over to the G drive. Remember, you get all of your files from the G drive. And then you're going to go to Art, Computer Graphics, 2018 Photoshop Book Files, open up Lesson Files, and then Lesson 2. And then now you want to open up the 02 Start, and it's a TIFF. That's the file type, is a TIFF. So we're going to open that up. And then you can see that it's opened up on Photoshop. So now I'm going to X out of Bridge. Bridge is another program. You opened up your picture in a different program. So I'm going to X out of Bridge, and now I'm back into Photoshop, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to go to File, Save As, and pay close of attention, because right here where it says Save As Type, it's really important that you save it under the correct file type. So you're going to click here and you're going to put Photoshop. You have to make sure it says Photoshop PSD. Don't come down here to PDF or a raw image. You're going to save it as a Photoshop PSD, PDD, PSDT. Okay? Then you're going to type, your book tells you to type under number 9 on page 37. It tells you to type 02 working. Then you're going to navigate back over to your H drive. So you're going to find the drive that has your ID on it. For you guys, most of you, you can just click right here and it'll have your ID. Mine says my name because I changed my name. So if you can't find it, you're going to click on this PC. Then you go to your drive with your ID on it, navigate to your computer graphics folder, and then you put it under your book lesson files. I don't have a book lesson files on mine, but you will under yours. So I'm going to hit save. Okay. So we just finished with page 37. Moving on to page 38 on number 1, it says in the tool panel. Here's your tool panel. Know your terms, guys. Here's your tool panel. You're going to click on the crop tool. So click on the crop tool. And then it says in the options bar. Remember on the first couple of days of class, I told you guys that you needed to know your terms. Here's your options bar for your crop tool. This is your menu bar. Know the menu bar and your options bar, your tool panel, and then all of these over here are different panels. So it says in the options bar, choose width, height, and resolution from the preset aspect ratio menu. So you're going to click right here and you're going to put, mine doesn't come up and say width, height, oh there it is, width, height, resolution. Okay. Then mine already says 7 by 7. Yours will not say that. Yours is empty. So you're going to put 7, IN. You have to type IN. Okay? Then you write under your height section right here, 7IN. You have to type it. And then under your pixels, you put 200 pixels per inch. Okay? And just have that typed out. The next thing over here in straighten, you're going to click on straighten. Click here and drag over to the right side. You basically click on this blue line that defines your picture to straighten up your image. Do you guys see how that straightened up the image? So the next thing is we're going to get rid of all of the extra white. So I'm going to click and drag inside to get rid of all of the extra white. It keeps that square ratio. It keeps it at 7 by 7. So I can actually click inside of here and move the picture over. Okay, so I've got those dimensions all taken care of. I could make it just a little bigger. I still don't, I want to make sure that I don't have any white on the sides. Okay. So once I've finished, you can do one of two things to commit these changes. You can either hit enter, or you can come over here and click this little commit button. So I'm going to go ahead and click the commit button, and it's just like hitting enter. Okay. So I want this to be a little bigger. This is all my workspace, and I want my image window to be a little bigger. So I'm going to come over here and click on my zoom tool, and then click once. I can go ahead and click one more time and make it a little bigger. Okay. Moving on. So on number 8, it says to see the image dimensions, choose Document Dimensions from the pop-up menu at the bottom of the application window. So here's your application window. You're going to click the little triangle right here so that you can get the pop-up menu. You're going to click here, and then it says Document Dimensions. So now right here it tells me what the document dimensions are. Go to File, and then Save. Save often. On page 40 on number 1, it says click Curves in the Adjustment panel to add the Curves Adjustment layer. So if your desktop or your desktop window does not look like this, what I want you to do in order to make things look like this, so if can be moved around, everything can kind of change around. If it doesn't look like this and you can't find where your adjustment panel is, then you come over here and click Window and go to Workspace and then Reset Essentials, and that puts everything back to its default way. Okay? So here's your Adjustments panel. It says click Curves in the Adjustment panel to add a Curves Adjustment layer. So I'm going to click on Adjustments, and then I'm going to click on Curves. Okay. Then it says select the white point tool on the left side of the Properties panel. So if I hover over these different points, it'll tell you what they are. And it says sample an image to set the white point on this one. So I'm going to click on that. And then number 3 says click a white stripe on the girl's green dress. So I'm going to come over here and click a white stripe, and it brightened up the whole image. Number 4 says click the levels icon in the adjustment panel. So I'm going to go back to the adjustment panel, and here's the levels icon. And if I just hover, if you don't know what these are, it'll tell you what it is if you just hover for just a moment. But this one is your levels. So click on Levels, and right here it made a new Levels adjustment layer. And you're going to drag the left triangle, which is this black point right here. You're going to drag it into the right until this section reads 15. So I'm going to drag it in until it reads 15. If you have a hard time getting 15, you can just highlight it and type 15 and then hit enter. Okay? Drag the middle triangle to the right to adjust the midtones. And we're going to drag it until it says 0.90. Not much, but it adds just a little bit, changes the midtones just a little bit. Okay? Now we need to get rid of these 2 layers right here. So it says choose layer on number 7, says choose layer, flatten image. So you come over here to your layers right here, click on layer, and then you're going to go down to flatten image. And it got rid of the actual adjustment layers, but it applied all of the effects. So turn the page, and we're going to skip ahead because we skip over page 42 and 43 and go to number 1 on page 44. It says select the zoom tool to see the crease clearly. So we're going to click on this zoom tool. and then you can zoom in on your image and you can see how you can see this really well. Okay, I can use my space bar and click, and that gives me the hand tool, and I can move things around a little bit. If you feel like you're zooming in too much, you could press and hold Alt and use the scroll button on your mouse and zoom in and out using the scroll button. I'm holding Alt on my keyboard in order to do that. So I just want to be able to see this crease right here. In the options, okay, so in the tool panel, you're going to select the spot healing brush. And your book shows you a picture of it. So this is your spot healing brush. Click on that. And then it says in the options bar, which is right here, open the brush pop-up menu and specify a brush with the size of 25 pixels and 100% for hardness. So your size needs to be 25. And then hardness needs to be 100%. In the image window, you're going to drag the spot healing brush down from the top of the crease. You can properly repair the entire crease with 4 to 6 neat downward strokes. As you drag the stroke, at first it looks like it's black, but then when you release the mouse button, it's healed. So we're going to go ahead and try that. And to get rid of this dialog box, just click over in your dark gray area. So I'm going to just kind of drag and get rid of this. And it's gone. Okay. So then you can zoom in to see a white hair in the upper right corner of the image. Then select the spot healing brush again and paint over the hair. My little hair right here is gone. Yours might be too, but you can zoom in and really look. Oh, see, it's right there. See that little hair right there? That's what we want to get rid of. So I'm going to get that spot healing brush, and then I'm just going to, and it's gone. Okay? I'm going to zoom out. Keyboard shortcuts are your friend. So Alt, I'm going to hit Alt, and then I can zoom in. Okay. So at this point, we are on page 45 on number 6. It says zoom out necessary to see the full sky, which we just did, and then save your work. So we go to File, Save. The next step, number 45, in the tool panel, select the patch tool. It's hidden under the spot healing brush. See that little triangle? That means there's tools underneath it. So if I click and hold, I can see what's underneath it. And there's the patch tool, which it wants you to select. So in the options bar, choose Content Aware from the patch menu. So here's your option bar, here's the patch menu. So click on that and go to Content Aware. Make sure that all sample layers is selected. So right here, I want to click that. It's not letting me click it. Okay, so on number 2, it says in the options bar, choose Content Aware from the patch menu, and then make sure that the all sample layer is selected. I am not able to do anything about that, and the reason why is because this layer is locked. What you can do to fix that problem is you can just click this lock. Okay, so now it's unlocked, and I can adjust this. So over here for Sample All Layers, I'm going to go ahead and click that. And then 4 is already in the structure column, so I'm not going to worry about that. It says drag the patch tool around the boy and his shadow as closely as possible. You may want to zoom in to see him more clearly. So I'm going to hit Alt and drag and use my scroll so I can see this guy more closely. I'm going to press space bar and move that over. So I want to get both him and the shadow. Get all of that. So really, it looks like what you're doing is you're making a selection around him. And then let go with your mouse and you have him selected. Okay, this is the end of this video. I'll continue this on video 2.